Hey there, tech fans. Today I've got the Gooloo GP4000 jump starter kit. This product is essentially a high-performance, high-powered battery that you can use to jumpstart your car in case your own battery is dropped below the level where it can actually turn over the engine. You can basically connect this up to your battery, get back in your car, and start it off and be on your way. It's got a lot of other features that I'll get into in a minute as well, but before I do, I always like to start with a quick unboxing just to show you everything that's included with the kit, and then I'll actually dive into the specifications on the product, explain what it is, why you'd use it, maybe why you'd want one, and more importantly, how it compares to other jump starters on the market. But anyway, let's get started with the unboxing first. So when you first pop open the box, you'll find the GP4000. And this is, handheld, it's lightweight, you can pretty much take it anywhere. It's not big, it's not cumbersome. It'll easily slide into your glove box or behind your seat. Once you put it in the case, put it in your trunk, and then you'll always have it with you in case you need to use it. Also included is a really nice carrying case. It's sort of a crush-proof case that splits in half. They call it a clamshell case. So if I open the heavy-duty zipper, look what happens. Inside, you've got two compartments. You've got one over here where you can put all the accessories, and one over here where the jump starter slides in. Close it up, put it in the back of your car, and you'll have it with you when you need it. So I really like the fact that they've included the case because not only does the case protect the gear, but it also organizes the gear, because if you didn't have that and you threw these in your back seat of your trunk, you'd be losing something for sure. And then the one time you need it, you'd go back there and the cable would be missing or the jumper cables would be missing and you can't really use it. So having a case like that organizes it and protects all the equipment. Also included are two cables that you can use for charging it. And you might be wondering why they include two cables. Well, if you have an older USB charger, which is what you'll charge this from, you'll want to use the USB-A to USB-C. This one has a USB-A on one end and a USB-C on the other. You'll plug this end into your older charger, this end into the jumper kit, and you can charge it up. If you have a newer charger, you can use the USB-C to USB-C. And again, you'll plug one of these into the charger, the other one into the end of the jump starter, and charge it up. And those are going to come in handy in a minute when I explain one of the other cool features, so keep that in mind. You'll also find a 12-volt dongle, and you might be wondering, what am I going to do with that? Well, on the one end, you've got an accessory port, just like in your car. On the other end, you've got a barrel connection. So this must plug in somewhere, and it must do something. I'll explain that in a minute, too. You'll also find jumper cables, and these plug into the side of the unit, and these are just like the jumper clips that are on your jumper cables today. Once you have one of these, throw those jumper cables out. You'll never need them again. This is your new jumper cable, and it's portable, and you don't need a second car. So you'll clamp these on your battery, you'll turn the unit on, get back in your car, and start it up. And when you're connecting these, be very careful that black goes to negative and red goes to positive. Now, there are protections built into the unit, so it's not going to damage anything if you get them backwards, but make sure you connect them correctly. And then this plugs into the side of the unit, and I'll show you that in a minute. And that's pretty much it. All right, so also included is sort of a safety guide, so read through that to make sure you're not doing something goofy with the product. And a full instruction manual is also included that lists connection diagrams, specifications, and everything you need to know about what this product can do, how to charge it, how to use it, how to keep it safe, and all the rest of the good things. All right, so let's talk about the unit. What Gooloo has built here, again, is a high-performance battery that's small, it's powerful, and it's designed to do a couple of things really well. The first thing it's going to do for you is add that little bit of extra potential that you need to start your car. And this one is big. It's 4,000 amps of starting power. That's a lot. And what that means in terms of vehicles is that it'll start any car that uses a gas engine. Doesn't matter if it's a big one or a small one. If you're putting gas in the gas tank, this guy will help you start that car. It also works really well with larger diesels up to 10 liters. So if you've got a 10-liter diesel, this will start a 10-liter diesel. So, diesel vehicles, gas vehicles, you're pretty much set. So if you've got a jump starter car, don't worry about it. It's going to handle that. In addition to that, it has a flashlight on the end, which is really nice because, again, Gooloo's thinking about, I've got this big battery. It's great for starting the car. What else can it do? Well, why don't we put a flashlight bulb in the end of it and they can use the energy inside of it as a flashlight? Because think about it, if you've got to start your car and it's a little bit dark and you open your hood, maybe you've got a courtesy light on the hood, maybe you don't, but trying to find which of the terminals on your battery are plus and minus can be a little bit tricky. So turn the light on, get under your hood, connect these up first to your battery, then turn the light off, connect this up to the jump starter and start your car. So that flashlight comes in so handy. I've had this unit, I bought this unit, geez, I'm thinking 2 months ago. I've probably used that flashlight 3 or 4 times where I've dropped keys in my car and had to find them, or I had to get out and check my tires, or I've had to jump start a friend's car and I had this with me. I went under the hood, did exactly what I just mentioned, found the right terminals, connected it up and started that car. So the flashlight's really handy. But in addition to that, it doesn't stop there. There are actually 3 USB connections on the end. right? Now the USB-C, that's the one you're going to use to charge it, but it's bidirectional, which means you can charge it through the USB-C. You can also use the USB-C cable to charge an external device. So if you've got a phone or a tablet or anything you would normally charge at home on a USB charger, plug in the appropriate cable and start charging that from the energy stored in the battery. There are also two USB-A connections. The USB-As are the larger, older connections. You can use those as well to charge external devices. And here's the coolest part. One of the USB-As is a quick charging port. So if you've got a newer phone or a bigger tablet or something that requires that quick charging standard, plug it in there and it's going to charge rapidly because that port is smart enough to look at the device you've plugged in, determine what kind of voltage and current it needs, and makes the adjustment for it to charge that device quickly and safely. So essentially what you've got here is a high efficiency battery that will jumpstart your car. It has a flashlight built in, and you can use it as a USB charger when you're out on the road. But it doesn't stop there. I mentioned this 12-volt pigtail. Well, where's this go? What's this all about? Well, on the side of the unit right here, there's a barrel connection, a port that matches up with this. When you plug that in, guess what? You now have a 12-volt outlet, just like in your car, that can supply 10 amps of current. So if you've got a charger in your car that you're plugging in to charge something, plug it in here, you can use it. If you're using something else in your car, if it's drawing less than 10 amps, plug it in here, turn the unit on, and you're essentially taking a chunk of your car with you when you're out on your camping trip because you can plug it in here and use it. So if you don't have the USB cable or it's something else that needs that 12-volt outlet, they thought of that. So when I talk about Gooloo being a company that's innovative, all of these things are really unique because there's a lot of car jumper kits out of the market and they're really basic. So, okay, they start the car. Maybe they're not even as powerful as this. Maybe they're 2,000 amps or 1,500 amps, and maybe you'll get by, maybe you won't. Knowing you've got 4,000 amps of starting power is enough to get any car started that runs on gas and up to a 10 liter on diesel. So it's powerful. But in addition to that, you've got the flashlight. You've got the USB ports in the end you can use to charge external devices if you're out on a camping trip. And you've got this great 12-volt dongle that provides one of those convenience outlets just like in your car. So again, it's a bit of a Swiss Army knife in a lot of ways where you can use it for so many different things. Charge it up, put it back in the bag, put it in the back of your car, and I promise you, you're going to be using this before you know it. And it's not one of those products that you would think to go out and acquire yourself because you don't really think about it much, but when you need it and you have it, it's going to make all the difference. So again, it's the Gooloo GP4000. I've had it for a couple of weeks and I've used it a couple of times to jumpstart cars. I've used the charger function when I was out in the field. We went on a camping trip a couple of weeks ago. I took this along and charged up a bunch of portable devices. I just think it's a really great unit. So hopefully you found this review helpful. Thanks for watching, and again, stay nerdy.